All right, in this case study, we're going to look at how we were able to generate significant leads, and I'll show you the exact number. It was in excess of 3,000 leads in a 1 month period with a Jeff Walker style product launch sequence. The goal from the client was to generate 2,500 new leads and to be break even on the launch. This is a little bit peculiar because in most cases, when you hear about people doing a Jeff Walker style product launch, people are talking about, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12x ROI in, profits and revenue. Whereas with this client who has been doing this, I think at the time this was their 18th product launch, in general, and then, maybe 8th or 9th with Facebook, the goal really was 2,500 new leads between $5 to $6 CPL. And as you see in front of you, I'm going to show you how on day 1 we went from $255 in spend to day 6 of $1,161.61 in spend, while maintaining that $5 to $6 CPL, and in some cases actually reducing the CPL as we scaled dramatically. And I think that's the big thing I want to call your attention to, is that we scaled from $255 a day to $1,000 a day in 6 days, very, very rapidly. And I'll go through and break all of this down. There are a lot of things to look at here, so I want to keep in mind that, again, this case study is really just to highlight, number one, the rapid lead generation while keeping the cost down and doing some things that we advise when training people how to run Facebook ads. And while our mentors and other trainers, sometimes it's hard to scale this fast while controlling CPL. That's the big thing. And then again, we'll end with, what we spent, dollar in, dollar out, and how we were able to hit the objectives for our client. So right now, we're going to look at September 1st to September 30th, 2016. Yes, this is several months ago, but again, it's still very relevant. And I'll always be transparent with you of when we did this, how we did it. Now, all of the particulars of this client has been removed so that you won't know who it is, what they were selling. I can tell you that they are in the marketing and internet marketing space when it comes to website design, development, and creation. So ultimately helping people create websites. Beyond that, I have to maintain our clients' privacy and confidentiality. That's just one of the things that we do. So what you're looking at here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 campaigns during this time period that were being run at various times for various objectives. Again, for the Jeff Walker style product launch formula, you have your PLC 1, your PLC 2, your PLC 3. PLC 1, PLC 2, I think it's like product launch component 1, product launch component 2, product launch component 3. I don't know all the lingo because I don't subscribe to that world, but these are ultimately lead magnets, and you space it out where you launch with number 1, you run it for several days, and then you bring people into number 2, and then run that for several days and bring people into number 3. On the landing page, you show videos and you get them to sign up for webinars. There's any number of ways of doing it, because Jeff Walker's brilliance is this, what referred to as the sideways sales letter. So rather than just driving somebody to one long form sales letter that they have to read and go direct for the sale, in this case, it's usually 4 videos broken apart where you're introducing and sharing content and generating and building a buzz, and then you sell to them on a webinar for people who haven't bought yet. Again, very, very, different ways of doing this, and I'm giving you high level overviews. So again, September 1st to September 30th, we spent $20,000, $20,732.29. And let's go ahead and take a look at our overall lead generation for just PLC1. And we were able to generate 3,443 leads at $6.02. If you're looking at this column here, cost per website lead, some of these were getting people to a webinar. So this is completely wrong. And you could go over here and look at the webinar registrant, which was $866. Here's your true cost: 468 per lead, 435 per lead, 387 per lead, 550 per lead. Again, if I didn't say it yet, the goal was $5 to $6 CPL, generating 2,500 new leads. And we were able to crush that by bringing in 3,443 leads for an average of $6.02 per lead. But it doesn't do it justice when you've got a lead here that's 219.27. So we could really get rid of the outliers and focus on where we needed to be. And let's actually do that. Okay, so what I did was I went through, I paused the video and went through and calculated where we were actually doing lead generation versus where we were doing webinar registrations. And you can see here I counted up 3,290 leads off of $15,477.77 for 470 CPL. So we even beat our estimated goal of $5 to $6 CPL for this launch. And if we were to look at the sales overall, we sold 22 units at $997. So 22 units at $997, $21,934 in revenue generated off of, let's go 20,732.29 in spend, 21,934 in sales. Slightly above break even. Goal met. So now what we need to do is go look at the breakdown. So if we look at September 13th when the campaign was launched, we started out at $301. Actually, I thought it was, I'm going to have to excuse myself here. Maybe it was September 12th because I thought I wrote down we went from $255 a day. I must have wrote it down wrong somehow. But if you look at this, yeah, that's why. Okay, because I was looking at one particular ad set that we launched. We did do a little bit of retargeting, which I'm showing you the retargeting right now, 15 leads at 170. And then, of course, there was a likes campaign, 47 likes, so we get rid of that. So if we just look at the pure cold traffic and not the retargeting, these are brand new leads to the business. We started out at $255. And on day one, we brought in 42 brand new leads at $6.09. We went to September 14th, and we quickly almost doubled our ad spend at $517.22. Rapid scaling, and it pushed our CPL a little bit up. 75 leads, $690 each. The next day, we went from $517 up to $637, so not as strong as a bump. This was more or less a control day where we looked at what happens. Can we get the CPL to come down? And we did. $545. 16th, we get up to $749. We're down to $5, 150 leads. The 17th, over the weekend, we pushed hard, went up to $842, 152 leads. We jumped back up to $554 per lead. The 18th is another day of $854.99, 160 leads at $534 CPL. The 19th, we jumped up to $1,161.61 to generate 220 leads at $5.28 a lead. And you can see, some of these leads were as cheap as $365, $390, $440. Other ones were $1174, $1019, so you have outliers. And when you're scaling quick, like here's one at $29.57, which we ended up probably killing right away. That's why there's only one lead. You're going to have these outliers. And it's really a red, yellow, green scaling system. If it's within KPI, it's green, you keep going. If it's yellow on the fringe, you can let it go and decide. And you as the media buyer, or us as the media buyer, makes that decision for you. You know what? The average of $5 leads plus a few at $7 or even one at $10 still shakes out and comes down to around $5.25. We'll keep going. If it's $10, $15 a lead, that's red and we kill it off. So you can see pretty quickly, and then I think the 20th was when the webinar was, and we started peeling back the spend. Yeah, 587, 103 leads at 571. Let's keep going to the 21st and see where that's when we stopped doing PLC 1. That was probably when we went into effect with the webinar retargeting. So a very quick case study just to show you that, number one, it all starts with the campaign objective. What does the client want? In this case, I'll just rehash. The client wanted 2,500 new leads between $5 to $6, and we did that. The client wanted to break even with sales and the ad spend, which we did do by driving, bringing in these new leads from cold traffic, walking them through the PLC sequence of opting in, number one, number two, number three, driving them back to the videos, driving them to register for the webinar, reminding them about the webinar, and then ultimately the client selling on the webinar. Now, interestingly enough, this client has said to me numerous times, I really wish we could make more money off of these launches rather than just at break even. And they do have people who, they do have affiliates, a very good affiliate network that helps drive for them and increases credibility, and that leads to greater sales. But with cold traffic, break even is the best they've been able to do. And we talk quite a bit. I'm friends with the business owners now, and we talk, really you have to look at your webinar and you have to look at every step of the way. If your CPL is right, then that's a win. If your cost per registrant, webinar registrant, is in KPI, is the right number, key performance indicator, that's in check. And you have to look at the whole funnel all the way through and go, where is the weak point? And in this case, it was clear the weak point was the webinar was converting, I think, at like 4 to 5% to cold traffic. And if we could have improved that to 10 to 15% by adding in known increasing conversion factors, this launch could have been dramatically different. And I say could have been. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback and look back in hindsight. But the reality of the situation here is that you can achieve and accomplish rapid scaling in a very, very short period of time and achieve your goals as long as you have the right offer, because it all starts with the offer. And then you have the right media buyer who knows what they're doing, who knows how to scale, who knows how to adjust, and can move quickly with you.